Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I'm making more little gift boxes for my grandsons for St. Patrick's Day. The two stamp sets that I used to create this is this one, Peaceful Dear. I used Let's Celebrate. I wanted something small that would just fit across the front of the box, and that worked perfectly. And of course the other set is Lucky Clover. I've stamped the shamrocks and cut round them. I've made a wee rosette for them using the Regals paper, and I've went with Old Olive card for the base. And inside these you can see it's a couple of wee chocolates. Just I'm going to put a couple of pound coins there just as a wee pound coin gift, you know what you have to give on St. Patrick's Day. So that is what we're making. If you don't like making these rosettes, they are fussy. I actually have went ahead and made mine. It only takes two 6-inch pieces of 3/4 inch wide paper and just score them at every 1/4 of an inch and then join them together so you have one big long strip and just fold them up together and you'll create your wee rosette. I've punched 1 inch at the back to hold it. At the back it's going to be flat in the box. I only put a 1/2 inch circle at this end because I want my shamrock to sit over the top of it and not show any from underneath, so that's why I've done that. But I'll not do that in the video today because it is fiddly, and ideally you need a glue gun. If you don't have a glue gun, use Yoo-Hoo glue. It is great. It takes a wee bit longer than the glue gun, but it is much quicker than any other glue. If you have the patience to stand, hold it while it takes, you'll be fine. So that's what we're at. So to start this, well, I thought I was disturbed there by the door. I think somebody's getting it. You need 3 pieces. For the card, for the box itself, the wee inside part of the box, you need 5 inches by 5.5. For the wrap for the top, for the cover your box, you need it to be 2 5/8 by 6 inches. And for your wee bit of DSP to go around the wrap, you need it to be 2 inches by 6. And I'm going to do 2 in the yellow as I've done, and the other 2 will be done in the orange. It's not orange, what is it, paper pumpkin or something like that in the Regals. Yeah, that's all your Regals colours there. So I went with crushed curry for those 2, and this one will be pumpkin pie, not paper pumpkin. So that's what you need. So we're going to start with our wee box first. So we need to do a bit of scoring. So if you start with the 5-inch side, oh, I've cut this too short. Hold your wish. Have I cut it too short? No, I haven't. Sorry. 5 inches by 5.5. That's right. Scared myself there because I don't want to run out of my nice green card. So put it in the 5-inch side up first, and we're going to score that 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and 4.25 inches. Spin it round, and you're going to go in again at 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 4 inches, and 4.75. And that's your scoring done so far. So I'm going to mark on this card exactly where you need to cut with my pencil. You want to take off the 3 corner boxes on each corner. And then for these boxes here, you want to cut it where I'm putting my pencil marks. So you're cutting, giving yourself those 4 wee edges the whole way around. So don't cut here. So just go ahead and cut those, but before you go, decide which is going to be your top and your bottom of your box, or the front and back, whatever you want, because you want to put a wee hole in for your pulley. So I'm going to say this is my bottom part of the box, and this is going to be the part that's showing outside. This is going to be the part that folds in. So on this one, go to the halfway mark and mark it at, it's 2 inches across, and mark it at 1 inch. In the well, not there, in the center of the area. I'm going to go here, rub that bit out. So that you're central between that whole block. So you want to go ahead now and cut all those sections that I've showed you. So this is what you should be left with. I've also cut in a wee bit on each of those and a wee tiny bit on the outer edges of these ones, just slotted them in so they'll all fit together neatly and tidily. So before you go any further, you want to punch that hole, and I'm using a small punch here. Use your crocodile or whatever you have. If you have no punches that fit it, punch a hole through with a wee sponge. So you could actually go ahead now and put in your string. I'm just using a piece of this twine. I've had it for a good wee while. It's not even matching colour. It's garden green, I think, so, but it'll do the job. So you want to put a bit of tape runner or glue or whatever you want to hold that when you thread it through. So you want that going through to the front, to the length that you want, whatever suits you best, whatever suits the wee fingers that's going to be open on it. I'm going to trim a wee bit of that off. We've just stuck that to that piece of tape runner that I put in there. Oh sugar, just lost my Shamrock. Oh my goodness. Right, so now we're at the part where we want to do our burnishing. You could actually put glue on that before you burnish here so that it doesn't stick and you don't have to go back over it, but we'll hope for the best. Just give them all a good firm crease. It makes your box that wee bit sturdy if you get these nice and neat. Trim a wee bit off there. So that should be us more or less done. So we want to put our glue in now. I'm going to do the sides first, and this is the part you'll want to fold up and glue on this side so that it presses into that, but you also want glue on these so that they fit in behind that on both sides. So we'll put our glue onto these 4 bits. It's easier to do both sides at once if you can. And then we'll want to glue the inside. Of the outer edge, this bit here, on both sides. It's just to give it a wee bit extra hold. Don't get all sticky. So fold these up so that you're putting this into here and give it a good push so it's taken nice and making a nice area for squareness, you know, for nice square corners. That's what I'm trying to say. Ugh. That glue is great, but it's so messy. And I am really, really good at getting messed up with it. I'm going to keep a wipe beside me. Right, do the same this side. And then you just want to push your sides in on both sides. Make sure that they're all taken. And then just run your bone folder in. And that gives you the nice wee box shape. Just make sure it's all taken. So you want to do the same now to these. So glue on both those and then fold them in. And maybe on the side where your string is, or your ribbon, whatever you're using, put an extra bit just onto the string itself so that you're getting a good hold. and just fold that in. And give it a good press. It takes a wee bit longer for the beggar's twine to take with the glue, so you might need to go back in a couple of times. So that seems fine. And our wee pulley is there. So we'll put our sweets in. I just have a big pile of these sweets that I don't want to give the boys too much, and I'm going to put a couple of wee pound coins in, as I said, to buy their wee treats or put in their money box or whatever. That's the worst part, is these are sweetie bits at the end. Like, I don't want to make a box that fits paper. I want it to fit what I'm putting in it. But they just seem to take up so much room. Squeeze them in. I did design it just to fit these kind of sweets, so if you need to go bigger or whatever, just add your inches on. So now we need to cover it. And for a cover, as I say, you needed a piece of card that was 2 5/8 by 6 inches long, and you just want to flip those over, sort of central it. You want to start your card sort of, that's going to be right in the middle there, and then we're just going to use our fingers to roughly press both sides. I'm not scoring it or anything at the minute. I want to make sure that it's where I want it. You don't want it seriously tight, but you do want it to hold it nice and neat. So just run your fingers along those creases. And when you've got them marked, you can take that off and go in with your burnisher then. But just make sure that your box is lining up straight before you burnish it. So just try and go to the places you marked. And don't stick it till you double check that you've got it right. And that just saves you having to try and score it and never get it right. Because you don't know how much it's going to take to go around the corner of a box, ideally, like. So this is the simplest way of doing it. And I will hope for the best. That seems nice, and it's lining up pretty good. So you just want to add some glue along this. So just press it down, make sure everything's looking sweet. And let your glue take. And we're going to do more or less the same with our paper. So again, start central, wrap it round, make sure it's lining up. And then give them a slight wee crease with your fingers. Take it off and crease it. Could do without the creasing, but I think it just makes it nicer. Just use your fingers, you know. Just let it naturally fall to where you pressed it. Now before you put this one on, we'll want to do our stamping. So we'll want to stamp, I've got glue everywhere with my fingers. You want to stamp the Let's Celebrate along the bottom here, or Happy Birthday, whatever you're going to use. This suits my occasion. I'm going to fold these in so that I'm definitely sure that I've got the front part right. My olive green is getting a bit dry, so I need to really tap it. Clean that up. Just in case. And then we want to set that down along the bottom. And that's it done. So we're going to wrap this around now, and I'm just going to add some glue so that it sits nice and flat. Oops. I'm going to go over to the two side bits, but not the back bits yet. Make sure it's not upside down. That's right. You want your celebrate down at this side. Just take a minute and line that up so it's sitting nice, top and bottom. And then you can squeeze your sides up. And then I'm going to add a bit of glue now to one side. And then you want to make sure the other side is lining up before you add more glue. Just gives it a wee bit of a neater finish. So now we're ready to add our wee rosette. So if you haven't a rosette, get layered punches, even nice scallop punches, and do a couple of wee layers and layer them up high, and you'll get the same effect. So I'm even adding a wee bit to the outskirts there, just the tips, so that it all takes well. These are going to boys after all. So just get it central. And for this, I'm just doing it with glue. I'm just putting it on flat so it all sits neat. Just pop that in the center so that you're covering your dot. And then I would advise you turn it upside down, put a weight on it just so that everything takes nicer. Put your ink pad on it, whatever you have to hand. It does take a wee bit of pressure to make sure it takes. But there you have 3, one more to go, preferably with no glue. So I think they're pretty cute. Nice wee boxes. They're just like wee match boxes. They're so tiny. So I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you give it a wee go, and I'll catch us all again next week. Bye.